Hello everybody, welcome to the Empressive channel. Rihanna, as a lot of us know, is one of the biggest and greatest pop stars of her era. She has a slew of major hits. She not only dominated the music world, but she also dominated the fashion world. And today, she has built a billion-dollar empire with her Savage X Fenty line and her Fenty Beauty line. Obviously, we look at her today and we see how much she has grown, but there was a period in her life where she had some really spicy moments. And a lot of us know about Rihanna's infamous clapback era, where she was quick to put somebody in their place. And not only that, she was involved in her fair share of feuds. However, to put things into perspective, Rihanna was dealing with a lot. She was an in-demand pop star and she was under a heavy amount of pressure and scrutiny from the media. She was constantly working. In fact, there was a point in her career where she was releasing an album about every single year for 7 years in a row, which is a lot of work if you factor in the promo runs and the touring. But Rihanna had her moments where she was extra edgy and extra risque. She was really free and uninhibited, and that was a problem for some people, and she was criticized a lot. And there were a lot of struggles that she dealt with as well, not only professionally, but personally, with the heavy partying and the toxic relationships, and also the darkness that she probably was dealing with that we don't know about. There was a reason why she had her moments where she snapped out on people. So it's important to understand the state she was in at this time. She wasn't completely happy. Right now, she's in a happy place, and you can see that she's fulfilled in her life because she doesn't have the same demands that she did back then. Now, we're going to revisit some of Rihanna's clapbacks before getting into her feuds. Joan Rivers critiqued Rihanna for taking Chris Brown back after he violently attacked her, and she said, Rihanna confessed to Oprah Winfrey that she still loves Chris Brown. Idiot. Now it's my turn to slap her. Rihanna said, wow, you really do get slow when you're old, huh? MTV said, yikes, Rihanna's marijuana photos from Coachella sparked controversy. Rihanna said, yikes, Rihanna ran out of F's to give. Piers Morgan said, P.S. I think Rihanna needs to grow her hair back fast. Rihanna said, grow a D fast. Dang. The actress Amanda Bynes even went on one of her unhinged rants and was going in on Rihanna. And she said, Rihanna, Chris Brown beat you because you're not pretty enough. And Rihanna said, you see what happens when they cancel intervention? Someone else said, why does her hair look so nappy? And Rihanna said, cause I'm black, B. Someone else commented under her picture and called her a crackhead, and she said, your sister. Someone else said, Rihanna's pregnant but had 4 boyfriends last month. Ho for show. Rihanna said, hello, you must be my P. Nice to meet you. Another Twitter user said, wow, as I look through Rihanna's timeline, I realize how unclassy she actually is. I see a lot of C's and F's. Hashtag not cool, hashtag not attractive. Rihanna said, F you aunt, hashtag unclassy Navy. Celeb Buzz said, dear Rihanna, you have gone a little too far with this outfit. Maybe time to class it up and put some clothes on. She said, yo P is way too dry to be riding my D like this. A Twitter user with the handle Fishy Pumps said, only females who are deprived of talent need to sell their art with sex and soft porn. Right, Rihanna? She said, whatever you say, Fishy Poom Poom. Another troll with the tag Devil Worshipper said, Rihanna Navy, y'all know Rihanna a hoe, right? Yeah, she sucked Drake D and Eminem D. Ill, she's a big time O. And Rihanna said, you left out a few. Also, Rihanna was beefing with the devil himself. She said, F you Satan, F right off. Even the actor Charlie Sheen came for Rihanna and went on this long rant about how Rihanna avoided meeting his girlfriend at the time, and she wasn't able to meet her because she was being hounded by the paparazzi. But Charlie Sheen was still in his feelings and he was going off on her, and she said, girl, if that old queen don't get her diapers out of a bunch. And she posted a Photoshop picture of Charlie Sheen trying to get an autograph in her Twitter header. Also, Rihanna was racially attacked by a Dutch magazine editor named Eva Joki, and she called Rihanna an N-word and a B-word in one of her articles. Rihanna was upset, and she said, "I hope you could read English because your magazine is a poor representation of the evolution of human rights. I find you disrespectful and rather desperate. You ran out of legit civilized information to print." Rihanna's clapback was more detailed than that, but she did end it off by saying, "Well, with all respect on behalf of my race, here are my 2 words for you, F you." So as you can see, Rihanna was getting attacked a lot. She wasn't just this mean girl who was picking fights and going off on people. A lot of people were coming for her, and she was bold enough to stand up for herself. And at the time, it didn't seem proper for a pop star to behave in this way. But after a while, Rihanna kind of made it acceptable because she wasn't allowing people to push her around. She stood up for herself, and nothing is wrong with that. Now let's kind of get into some of the feuds. Now, Jhene Aiko allegedly retweeted this tweet back in 2009 that said, "First Cassie, then Khalees, now Rihanna have nude pics and or sex tapes. There will be no great role models for our daughters except us." And some years later, Jhene came back and said, "I really want to do a nasty song with Rihanna. I'll write it. And Rihanna replied and said, "Me? I'm a role model." So Rihanna waited a few years before she left that sarcastic remark. And Jhene did deny retweeting this, but some people didn't believe her. But this was nothing more than a petty exchange and probably a misunderstanding. After that, Rihanna and Jhene have been seen in pictures together, so it's clear that there's no issues between the two of them. Rihanna also had a feud with TLC that actually stemmed from a big misunderstanding. Back in 2014, TLC did an interview on Australia's Sunrise show, and the producers were very messy with the way they presented the interview. They kind of edited it in a way that made T-Boz seem like she was talking down on Rihanna, when that wasn't the case at all.
They singled out Rihanna.
"Every time I see you, you don't have to be naked."
Now, when Rihanna saw this, she posted a topless photo of TLC, highlighting their hypocrisy, and she also posted a meme of herself with the caption saying, "When there's no changing the fact that I'm me, and they're, well, they're them." Now, Rihanna definitely was sensitive and got in her feelings about this, but little did she know, this interview was nothing more than clickbait, and T-Boz went on to explain that she was not talking about Rihanna in that interview.
The person in the interview, I was speaking on how people in reality TV at that moment, the more promiscuous you are, the more you're seen. And when I said, "Every time I see you, you're naked," talking about reality TV, they put her picture.
And did you ever call anybody out by name?
First of all,
We never mentioned any artist
we
name.
never mentioned anything. No, I was talking about television shows. And then you heard me say something like, "It is, every time we see you, you're naked," and they put her picture up. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Another feud Rihanna had was with Azealia Banks, and there was definitely no misunderstanding with this one because Azealia specifically attacked Rihanna. Azealia is known for trolling and shading pretty much everyone in the industry, and Rihanna was no exception. There was many instances where she came at Rihanna unprovoked, and one of the many instances was back in 2017. Now, back in 2017, Rihanna spoke out against Donald Trump's Muslim ban, and Azealia pretty much told her to shut up and stop talking, and she called her stupid, and she basically said she's an immigrant who can't vote, and she went on a long rant about it. Now, Rihanna responded by posting a picture of herself saying, "The face you make when you an immigrant, hashtag stay away from the chickens, hashtag I heart nuggets, hashtag save our hens." Now, this was a funny dig at Azealia because Azealia exposed the fact that she sacrifices chickens, which is really disgusting and creepy. And they went back and forth a few more times after that. Azealia basically called her a drug addict, and Rihanna basically implied that Azealia is crazy. But Azealia took it a little further when she leaked Rihanna's phone number to the public. Rihanna in turn also leaked Azealia's number, and she also exposed this text message Azealia sent her saying, "I don't have to do anything to you, miss. Beyonce is already working heavy on you. Ever think to stop and think that's why you have a drug and sex addiction? LOL, girly, best of luck." And Rihanna said in her caption, weirdos. So the exchange between Azealia and Rihanna escalated pretty quickly, and they did end up deleting these posts. And I believe Rihanna realized that it wasn't worth it going back and forth with Azealia because she is in fact unhinged. Now the next rift that Rihanna had was with Kendall Jenner. Kendall went on Twitter and said, if Rihanna doesn't perform Complicated tomorrow, I'm gonna be very upset. #fave song. Rihanna said, well, don't come. Now, some may have thought Rihanna was being sarcastic, but apparently she wasn't feeling Kendall like that. Now, the question is why? Well, some people feel like maybe she's not feeling Kendall because Kendall used to date her now boyfriend A$AP Rocky, but I don't think that's really the case. I think Rihanna just doesn't respect her. When Kendall first entered the modeling industry, she didn't really have a lot of respect because people felt like she only got there because of nepotism, and some felt like she was taking opportunities away from real talented models. For example, Victoria's Secret dropped a black model named Jordan Dunn off of the show just to replace her with Kendall because Kendall was more popular. Rihanna didn't like this at all, allegedly, and when she got wind of this, she dropped out of the show too. And Jordan took to Twitter and said, feeling so much better about not doing VS now that Rihanna isn't doing it also. Also, it was said that Rihanna threw some shade at Kendall at the Met Gala in 2018. Reports from Star Magazine said Rihanna was standing next to Kendall and she said, good thing I have curves to pull this outfit off. I would hate to be a stick figure. And she just stared at Kendall and laughed in her face and walked away. Now, this is all alleged information. We don't know if that exactly happened, but it seems like Rihanna wasn't feeling Kendall for reasons we don't know. But more than likely, Rihanna probably doesn't have much respect for Kendall because of how she got on. She basically got on because of her clout-chasing culture vulture family, the Kardashians. Another feud that Rihanna had was with the singer Ciara. Now, this was kind of confusing because for the most part, Rihanna and Ciara had positive interactions with each other. However, in 2011, Ciara went on the Fashion Police and said that Rihanna wasn't very nice to her.
I ran into her recently at a party and she wasn't the nicest, and it's crazy because I've always loved and respect what she's done with fashion, and I've ran into her, before, but this time it was just really, it wasn't the most pleasant run-in, so next. You were crazy.
Now, when Rihanna saw this, she was upset. She said, my bad, C, did I forget to tip you? How rude of me. Ciara replied and said, trust me, Rihanna, you don't want to see me on or off the stage. Rihanna said, you gangsta, huh? Ha! Good luck with booking that stage you speak of. And then she doubled back and said, Ciara, I love you, girl. You hurt my feelings real bad on TV. I'm heartbroken. That's why I retaliated this way. So sorry. #let's make up. Ciara responded and said, Ree, you know it's always been love since day one. Doing shows, everything, you threw me off in that party. Apology accepted. Let's chat in person. Now, we thought the issue was deaded between Rihanna and Ciara, but it wasn't. 2 years later, in 2013, Rihanna's BFF Melissa posted a photo of her and Rihanna laughing at Ciara singing her song Body Party in her bathroom. Ciara was unamused and she said, I don't have time for the silliness. Grow up and do something positive with yourselves for once. God bless. And she went on to speak about it in several interviews.
I wouldn't be honest with myself when we were sitting there doing the Fashion Police when I spoke, because the way that she made me feel was nuts.
Yeah.
And so, we did, like last I saw her, we were at the Met Gala and, she came over to me and she was like, hey girl, look at you look cute, girl, blah, 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 like all these nice things. And we were laughing, we hugged. And it was like our way of saying like everything is cool without even having to say,
oh, so
cool.
This is after.
That was after the Fashion Police. So then, you cut to, I don't know, I saw the girl in the club. We were in LA and I saw her and she was weird again. Like It was the supper club and she was like, I had saw pictures post and she was like mugging, and I'm like, what's wrong with, I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
And at this point, I don't care. I really don't care. I wish her well. She has a lot of great things going on with her. It don't need to be all that. She's got too much good going on to even be consumed with that kind of energy. So I don't know. She and I hung a few times prior to that. Everything was cool. And then I don't know, some switch. I don't know.
Rihanna reacted to this saying, "Why am I still the main topic of her interviews? She don't be shamed though. How she let them play her like that every time? It's like, yeah, I know you're here to talk about insert album title, but we want to talk about a more relevant topic, Rihanna. Like she sits there and falls for it every time. Hashtag, where is your publicist?" She also said, "How you gonna hate from outside? Thanks for the free promo, sis. When will they start asking her questions about her?" Now, it is true that Ciara should have avoided answering questions about Rihanna because they were asking her about it too much in her interviews. But at the same time, the situation made Rihanna look crazy because she really came at Ciara for no reason at all. It honestly made her look very, very insecure. But years later, Rihanna was singing Ciara's song Goodies at the top of her lungs on her Instagram story, and she was showing Ciara love. So it's clear that Rihanna is a fan of Ciara, and Ciara did extend an olive branch to Rihanna and wished her a happy birthday. And she also wished her well on her pregnancy.
But I'm excited for her. Go Riri. I mean, I'm excited for her. I know it's going to be beautiful. And that baby's going to be fly.
Now, what's interesting is while Rihanna and Ciara were going back and forth, SZA, who was unknown at the time, dissed both of them. She said, "I don't get it. Neither Rihanna or Ciara can hold a note worth something. One's just worse than the other. So what's the beef?" Now, SZA did make the excuse that she was young and she was a little S-head when she was 19. So she tweeted some things that weren't always nice. And even if Rihanna was aware of it, she didn't hold it against SZA because years later they ended up working with each other. SZA penned Rihanna's song Consideration, which was a huge breakout moment in her career. And also, when SZA was racially profiled in Sephora, Rihanna sent her a Fenty Beauty gift card and a note saying, "Go buy your Fenty Beauty in peace, sis. One love, Rihanna." There was also a point when Rihanna had silent tension with Beyonce and Nicki Minaj. Now, publicly, Rihanna and Beyonce have always been very cordial because Rihanna had business ties to Beyonce's husband, Jay-Z. She was signed to his management company, Roc Nation. However, there was a bit of competition between Rihanna and Beyonce, mainly because they were pitted against each other. Also, there was whispers and rumors that Rihanna was Jay-Z's mistress, but those rumors were never confirmed to be true. Either way, they still were somewhat competing with each other, and they were even competing over songs.
With Beyonce, I never met Beyonce. Both songs that we did for Beyonce, the one song I did for Beyonce, I did with Polo for Rihanna, and it went to Beyonce. And then the other song I did with Diplo for Rihanna, and it went to Beyonce. So I'm just like, maybe I just need to keep sending my Rihanna songs to Beyonce.
Now, one of the songs Beyonce recorded was called Bow Down, I've Been On, and it was rumored that Bow Down was actually meant for Rihanna. In the song, Beyonce was telling the girls to bow down, B, and she was letting them know who was the queen. And Rihanna did throw some subliminals, and she posted her stats and said, "I only know how to be number one. I could use a challenge. How that feel down there on your knees, huh?" She also posted more stats of her being one of the most successful pop artists and said, "It's only March, people. Hashtag 2013 is already on. Hashtag stay tuned. Hashtag money over, bees." Now, even though Rihanna wasn't directly responding to Beyonce, a lot of people suspected that she was throwing subs. And it's possible that the song may have triggered her. She may have thought that the song was actually directed at her. But the whole Rihanna versus Beyonce conversation is a bit tired and dated, and both women have shown nothing but love for each other publicly. In fact, at the 2017 Grammys, Rihanna blew Beyonce a kiss when she saw her, and it was a sweet interaction. So there's no real beef between them. They just had some healthy competition. Last but certainly not least, it was rumored that Rihanna had some tension with Nicki Minaj at one point. Rihanna and Nicki have always been close friends in the industry. They've hung out together, they collaborated with each other, they always interacted with each other on social media. They both had a lot in common. I mean, they were two island girls who became successful international superstars. So They were very cool, but they had a fallout around 2017, and this was the year when Nicki Minaj was facing a lot of pushback from the industry. This was her hate train era. So around this time, Rihanna and Nicki unfollowed each other. And interestingly enough, Rihanna liked a few posts from Remy Ma. Now, Remy dissed Nicki in her song Sheether, and Rihanna was liking a few of her posts. She liked this one post that threw some shade at Nicki, and she also liked this post of Remy winning Best Hip Hop Artist over Nicki. Also, some fans suspected that Rihanna threw shade at Nicki over her Met Gala outfit. Nicki unknowingly put up a post that her fan created saying that she was one of the best dressed at the Met Gala. After that, Rihanna then put up a post showing credible sources crowning her the queen of the Met Gala. So some people felt like Rihanna was being a little shady when she did that. Now, interestingly enough, Nicki remained quiet about this whole tension between her and Rihanna. Even when she was asked about it by one of her fans on her Queen radio show, she avoided the question and hung up on her fan.
Is the Rihanna situation ever going to be cleared up, or are we going to talk about that?
What Rihanna situation?
Like, are you guys friends?
What's your name? What's your name?
My name's Precious.
My Precious.
Huh? Why was
I'm so lost. What happened with that?
Yeah, like, why you ask that dumb question? That's some real stupid shit.
Precious, I had to cut the line, but I still love you. You still got my follow. The fact that I had to bang on Precious.
Whatever Rihanna and Nicki's beef was, it didn't last because in 2021, Rihanna and Nicki were spotted hanging out together and they were posting pictures with their family. So Nicki and Rihanna are still very cool. We still don't know exactly why they fell out. We don't know what happened behind the scenes between these two. There's been speculations that they fell out over Drake because both Nicki and Rihanna have been linked to Drake. Now, we don't know if Nicki was with Drake for real, but we do know that Rihanna was dating Drake at some point. Also, it was rumored that they may have fallen out over Meek Mill, but none of this was ever really confirmed. I think the more likely reason why they fell out is because maybe they had a tense exchange behind the scenes. Nicki and Rihanna have spicy personalities, so that is very plausible. But whatever it was, they were able to set aside their differences and they are still friends to this day. Now I'm going to get into part 2 of this next video. I want you to stay tuned. Anyway, tell me what you all think about this video down below. Please like, comment, and subscribe and share this video if you care. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you next time. Bye.